Hi everyone, Miss Turdick here and welcome to Yoga at Home number 5. If you haven't had a chance to join me for Yoga at Home number 1, 2, 3, or 4, I certainly encourage you to check out those videos. Many of the poses that I'm going to be sharing with you today are shown in those previous videos. Today we're going to complicate things. We're going to do some transitions. And those transitions are bound to challenge you, but I think you're up for the challenge. So to get started, you want to make sure that you've got a trusted adult supervising you. Your trusted adult is more than welcome to participate as well. Make sure that you've cleared away a big space in your home. You don't necessarily need to have a yoga mat. You can do this practice on a carpet. You should be in nice, comfortable clothing that's easy to move in. You can do yoga in sock feet or bare feet. Choice is yours. I would avoid doing yoga in shoes though. It would be good for you to have a water bottle with you just in case you do get thirsty as you're working through your practice. And for those of you who may need some assistance getting in and out of certain poses, I would encourage you to have something like a pillow or a paper towel roll with many paper towels on it. Works really well. You can use this to support your body in a variety of different poses, and I'll explain those as we work our way through the practice. So let's get started. You can see that I've taken the time beforehand to move away my furniture, roll out my carpet, so my space is free from any clutter that could get in my way as I'm doing my yoga practice. So I'm going to begin by getting into Savasana. You're familiar with that. That's our resting pose. So you want to make sure that your arms and legs are outstretched on the mat like so. And you want to take a few long breaths in and out. And I won't spend too long in Savasana just for the sake of time for the video, but you're more than welcome to close your eyes, take as many deep breaths in and out as you feel is necessary to get yourself calm and ready for your practice. If you want to spend the entire time in Savasana, that is okay too. So from Savasana, you're going to transition into Child's Pose. We've talked about Child's Pose having two versions. Okay, so you can do Child's Pose with both legs together, arms outstretched like so. You can also, if that's causing pain in your shoulders, take Child's Pose like this. Or you could do my favorite, a wide-legged Child's Pose. So you're simply going to stretch your legs the distance of your mat if you're on a mat, or spread your legs out a little further. Lower your head to your mat or to your carpet and extend your arms forward. You can rock your forehead back and forth, and that helps to relieve tension in your head. If you do feel yourself coming down with a headache, this is a great thing to do to help relieve some of that pain. From Child's Pose, you're going to come up into a tabletop position, and we're going to get ready to do a couple cat-cows. So we've done this pose before. So to begin, we're going to inhale into cow, and we're going to move into cat. So arching your back like a Halloween cat would do. Okay, coming into cow, moving into cat. Okay, really arching through the shoulders. It's a nice stretch. Cow and cat. Okay, from there, coming high onto your toes and pushing into a downward facing dog. This is downward dog, our upside down V. Okay, and you can lower your heels as far as you can to your mat or to your carpet. And from there, you can pedal your feet, get your legs stretched. You can rock your hips side to side. Just move in any way that feels comfortable to you. And from there, you can walk your hands and feet together. And we're going to come into a halfway lift. Okay, so pressing your palms into your shins and just extending your back, your neck, and your head forward. and then you're gonna lower back down into a forward fold. Now forward fold, you have a couple of options. You can reach for opposite elbows and forward fold and just rock like I'm doing here. Or if your legs feel pretty loose and you're a pretty flexible person, you could grab your peace fingers, these two fingers here, and then wrap them around your big toes in forward fold, like so. I hear my cat Marvin talking. He might even make an appearance in the video. If he does, we'll just ignore him. Or if you're super flexible and you've been doing lots of texting or gaming, you can actually stand on your palms as I'm doing here, moving your big toes so that they're touching your wrists. So hopefully everybody can see that. Just let your head and neck hang. You'll feel a nice stretch in the backs of your legs. Okay, and this is great for relaxation, for relieving stress. You can again stay in your forward fold for as long as you like. Okay, from there we're going to move into the halfway lift again. Lower our arms down, inhale our arms up, bringing them above our head. Okay, feet together, so our toes are together, our ankles are together, knees together, and our thighs are together, fingers pointed up like so. We're gonna come into our crescent moon. You might actually feel your shoulders cracking a little bit, mine did. And that just means that your body's working out the kinks. Okay, and you can inhale and exhale. Some of you may find it more comfortable for your shoulders to lower the right hand down and then tip over with the left arm like this. That's something you can try if you're getting pain in your shoulders. Okay, if not, you can just resume what I had taught you before. Now from there, we're gonna come back to center, and then we're gonna transition over to the left-hand side. Again, stretching out our ribs, feeling our shoulders stretch. And again, lower down that left arm, and then stretch the right arm up and over if you're experiencing pain. Okay, and that's our crescent moon. I'm gonna come back to center. Now from here, we're gonna keep our feet and our legs as they are, and we're gonna bend our knees, widen out our hands. See how my shoulders are no longer up as high? I'm gonna bring them farther away from my earlobes, and I'm gonna bend down into thunderbolt pose. Now for thunderbolt pose, you really want to put your weight into your heels. You can lift your toes off the floor if you like. And then try to get your knees bent a little more, sitting a little deeper into your thunderbolt. Now from thunderbolt, okay, we are going to stand up, nice and slowly, and you can lower your hands in front of you like so. Widen out your feet to about hip width apart. And we're gonna come high onto our toes like so. This is awkward pose. Now awkward pose is great for building strength in the feet, in the calves, which is the back of your legs. Okay, awkward pose. You can focus your gaze on a point that's not moving, and that will certainly help you to keep your balance. Sounds like Marvin really has lots to say. Okay, from there, you're gonna bring your hands up, lower down, and now we're gonna put our hands on our backside, pretending like we have jeans on, and we're putting our hands in our back pockets. So as you can see, that's what I'm doing here. And I'm going to bring my elbows together as close as I can on my back. And I'm gonna arch my heart up towards the ceiling, and I can close my eyes. And this is our heart opener. And the heart opener is great for giving you energy. And you may feel a little kind of wonky if you are doing this. It's just because it's the adrenaline rushing through our body. And if that happens, you can come back to mountain pose, because we're all going to do that shortly. Mountain pose looks like this. Come to mountain pose, and you can just stand in mountain pose and lower your head if you are somebody who maybe perhaps was feeling a little dizzy because of that. Okay, from here, we are going to now transition into our eagle's pose, and we are going to combine eagle's pose with toppling tree. So this is different. It's a bit of a new challenge for you. So give yourself lots of space. If you are practicing today beside a sibling or a parent or a grandparent, make sure that you've got lots of space in between you in case somebody does lose their balance. So let's begin with the right hand side. Okay, arms up, right arm under left and twist like so. We're familiar with that. Or you can take your right arm, bring it under your left like this if you find the twist a little uncomfortable on your shoulders. Okay, so we're in our twist, and we're going to bend our knees, feet together, ankles together, knees together, lifting our right leg up and over, coming into our eagle's pose. And you can lower your seat down a little bit, elevate your elbows, try to keep your back nice and straight. Now, our transition with this, okay, we're going to slowly come up, straighten our left leg. Now we're going to bring our right leg back, coming into toppling tree. And you see here that I've kept my eagle arms, and I'm pointing my toe, or I can flex my foot, whatever's comfortable for you. Okay, so this is toppling tree. And you can lower that foot back down. Opposite side. Okay, inhale the arms up, left arm under right and twist, or left arm under right like so. Again, you choose what's comfortable for you. I'm going to maintain the twist. Okay, so again, feet together, okay, knees together, bending down. This time left leg over right. You can see that I'm going to lower my seat, elevate my elbows so they're in line with my face, focus my eyes on the spot that's not moving. Eagle's pose on the left, great for sending fresh oxygen to our organs. Our blood carries oxygen. Okay, from here, transitioning into toppling tree. So straightening my right leg, then bringing my left leg back behind me. Working to get that left leg straight. I can flex my foot as I'm doing, or point my toe. Again, you do what's comfortable for you. Focus your eyes on something not moving. And if you lose your balance, just come out of it and try again. That's how you get better. They say practice makes practice. Okay, and bring that foot down. Inhale your arms up, take a breath, and lower your hands to heart center. Okay, so that was our first transition. Let's move on to our second transition. This is going to be a dancer's pose with a tree transition. So dancer's pose, many of us are familiar with that. So we're going to inhale our arms up. Right arm comes out like so, like we're serving something on a tray in a restaurant. Picking up our right foot. Okay, and you want to hold on to your foot on the inside. I prefer to hold on to the toe. Okay, I find I can get a good grip that way. So if this feels comfortable for you as I am here, this is actually dancer's pose, okay? Or if you want to challenge yourself further, focus your eyes on a spot that's not moving and tip into your dancer's pose like so. You can smile. Helps to break some of the, I guess, stress maybe that you might be feeling. It's always good to smile. Now from here, our transition We come back to stand. Bring your leg out in front like so. Hands to heart center. Couple of options, okay? You can put your foot down at your ankle, at your calf, or at your inner thigh. I'll do my inner thigh. You might feel yourself quivering a little, and if you are, that's okay. That's just your muscles working to stabilize things. And from here, you can grow the branches of your tree, like so. And you can look up at the ceiling, and you can smile. And from there, lower the hands back to heart center, and lower the foot down. Okay, so our dancer's pose to tree transition on the one side. Let's do the left side now. So inhale the arms up, same thing. We're keeping our right arm up this time, bringing our left arm out beside us like we're holding a tray in a restaurant, picking up that left foot. Okay, this is dancer's pose again, so if you feel good like this, stay like this, nothing wrong with this, and if you do lose your balance in dancers, just keep trying. Okay, we're gonna now tip a little farther. And again, as I've said before, it helps if you focus your eyes on something that's not moving. So I'm looking at one of the tiles on my kitchen floor. And you can look at something too in your own home. Now from here, okay, bring your arms to your chest at heart center. Okay, your foot can either go to your ankle, your calf, or your inner thigh. Okay, so I'll stay here in my inner thigh. Now we're gonna grow our branches a different way. So one of my favorite ways to grow my branches is to do this and then push out. So it's almost like you picture yourself between two walls that are moving in on each other. I know I've seen that in movies before, and the hero of the movie stands between the two walls and pushes with all their strength to keep the walls apart. You can kind of picture yourself doing something like that. And again, you might feel that planted foot sort of quivering a little bit. Mine's doing that. That's just the stabilizer muscles working. Nothing wrong there. Pushing out through your hands. Okay, and this is great again for those of you who like to text or game. It's a great way to stretch out those muscles of the wrist and the forearm. Okay, bringing the hands back to heart center and bringing our foot forward and lowering it down. Okay, standing in mountain pose. Okay, so that's the second transition I was going to share with you. The third transition is a runner's lunge flow. So to come into our runner's lunge, let's inhale our arms up, bring them down to the mat. We can take a halfway lift. Okay, we're going to plant our right foot forward, left foot back, as I'm doing here. Okay, coming on to our knee here with our hands. Okay, runner's lunge. You may want to stay like this, or if you'd like to bring your arms back, you can definitely do that for runner's lunge. Or for more of a challenge, you can inhale your arms up and turn it into a bit of a back bend. Okay, so a couple options for runner's lunge. Now from here, we're going to windmill our arms to the floor. Then I'm going to bring my right leg back. Now we all know this, our plank pose. So from here, I'm going to lower down and push into upward dog and coming back to downward dog. So that's one side. Now I'm going to teach you the transition on the other. So we're going to inhale our left leg up. We're going to bring it forward. You can see if you can tap your knee to your nose, just like what I did there. Bring your foot forward. Now from here, coming into our runner's lunge. Okay, so there's one of our options. And again, you could choose to keep your hands on your knees if that's good for your balance. Okay, what you don't want to do is have your tummy down like this. Okay, that can be hard on the lower back. Okay, notice how my back leg is nice and straight. I can really bend into my front leg if I want. Okay, other option, can inhale our arms up, coming into a back bend. From there, lowering our hands, bringing our left foot back. Now I'll show you the flow with Cobra. So we're in our plank, then we're going to lower down very slowly. Tummy touches the ground at the same time as our legs do. Coming into Cobra's pose. We've done this many times. Plant your hands. Come back into our downward facing dog. Now from here, we're going to try to spring forward. So I'll teach you that. Okay, you're going to bend your knees and then you're going to hop forward like so. Coming into a halfway lift, lowering your hands. Inhale your arms up, bring them to heart center. And now we're going to transition onto our mat for the floor part of our practice. Okay, so once you're on your mat, we're going to come into thread the needle, which we've done before. So for thread the needle, you want to lay back on your back. You want to keep your knees up, as I have mine here. And I'm going to elevate my right leg. I'm going to flex the foot, and I'm going to bend my knee. And I'm going to place my foot on my knee like so. So my ankle on my right leg is on my left knee, as you can see. Now, if this is comfortable for you, you can stay like this and then just apply a little bit of pressure to your inner thigh of your right leg, and you'll feel a nice stretch in your hips. Okay, if that feels too easy, then what you can do is reach through the space you've created, grabbing for your shin, and this is our thread the needle. Now for more depth in this pose, okay, you can rock to the left a little bit, as you can see I'm doing, and you'll feel more of a stretch through that hip. So this is a great pose, let's say if you've been sitting a lot. So I know we've got lots of dads who drive taxis or trucks. This might be a great pose to suggest to dad if he comes home and he's complaining that his hips hurt from driving all day. Okay, a great pose for opening up our hips. Okay, so then lowering down our feet. Now opposite side. Okay, left leg comes up, left ankle to right knee, pressing into the left leg just here at the thigh. You don't want to press into the knee ever. You just want to press into that thigh area, making sure that your foot stays flexed. That helps to protect the knee joint. Now you can stay just like this or reach through the space you've created, coming into our nice stretch for our hips, our thread the needle. Okay, so to make this a little bit more of a challenge, we tipped to the left the last time. Okay, so now we're going to tip to the right. Okay, when I do that, I feel more of a stretch through my hip flexors. So a really good pose. And again, with any of these poses, you can stay in them as long as you feel comfortable. So if you find that your hips are sore and this is really helping you, then stay in this pose by all means. Okay. All right, so we're going to come out of that one. All right, so now we are going to be working on our reclined hero. Okay, so this is a pose where you may want to have the paper towels or a pillow, because this is one that can be a challenge. And in all honesty, when I first started yoga, this was a pose that I didn't get right away. I had to work at it. Okay, and I've heard actually yoga teachers say that when they started, they were afraid of it. So this is one where if you're having difficulty with it now, that's okay. Don't give up on yourself. So maybe you just want to sit like I am here, And this is a wonderful stretch for the fascial tissue, so the tissue that connects your heels and your toes and your foot. So maybe you just want to stay here like this and stretch out that tissue. And if you've got shoes that are sometimes uncomfortable, our feet get sore if we're on our feet a lot. And so this is a great stretch for working out those kinks in our feet. Okay, so to move into reclined hero, we're going to make our knees the width of our mat, or if you're on your carpet, just a little wider than hip width apart for our knees. Okay, from here, lowering down so that our feet are now on the mat. You can see that my bum is touching my feet. Okay, now some of you may have a hard time lowering down, so that's where you would tuck your paper towels or a pillow in there just to help with that. Okay, so now to come into our reclined hero, I'm going to put my hands behind me like so, okay? And then I'm gonna just sort of push up here, and I'm gonna now lower down. Now I could choose to stay like this, okay? And in all honesty, when I first started yoga, this was as far as I could go, okay? And again, if you're finding this uncomfortable, put a pillow, put the paper towels in this space between your lower back and the floor, okay? Now for those of you that are really flexible, okay, you can lower down so that your head, neck, and shoulders are touching the floor. Now those that are extremely flexible, you can put your hands up overhead and then kind of push up onto your shins, and you'll feel a really big stretch across your quadriceps, so these muscles here, okay? You also feel a stretch in your glutes, which are your bum muscles, okay? I've heard people say too that sometimes coming back like this is scary, so you could also put a pillow behind your head, and that might help to support you, okay? So now we're gonna come out of it. So if you've gone all the way down, you come out of it slowly. Use your elbows to help you. So push your elbows into your mat, grab onto your ankles, and then just come up like so. Now from here, we're gonna transition into a pose called camel. Now again, this is an opener for our heart, and this is a pose that can sort of bring up feelings in people. And so again, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed by camel, come out of it. Go into a child's pose, go into Savasana, okay? So for camel, we want our knees on our mat or our carpet about hip width apart, and we're gonna take our hands and put them at our lower back, so again in that sort of jean pockets place. And again, elbows together, and we're going to shine our heart towards our ceiling. And you can close your eyes. Now for some of you that are extremely flexible, and I can't do this, you may want to lower your hands back, and some people are actually able to touch their ankles and grab their feet, which I find challenging, so this is about as far as I can go. Or you can bring your hands back to your jean pocket area, okay? And again, if you do start to feel overwhelmed, your heart starts to race, just take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then from here, we're going to lower down. Okay, so our bum to the backs of our feet again. And again, we can stretch out that fascial tissue, or if that's not comfortable, you can come to sit. Now, as I said, if you are feeling a little overwhelmed, Savasana, child's pose, or you could do just this. Okay, simply letting your heart settle down, okay? All right, so from here, we're gonna transition into a reclined spinal twist. We've done this many times before. So on our backs, okay, again, this is a great one for lower back pain. So I'm gonna scooch my bum over to the right-hand side, lowering my knees to the left. Okay, now some people may want to, again, put that pillow or paper towels in this spot, or if you have the flexibility, you can bring your right leg over your left and lower your shoulders to your floor, and you can look the opposite way of your knees. So my knees are to the left, I'm looking to the right.
Okay, and again, you can stay here as long as you want. This tends to be a comfortable pose, and in all honesty, I've fallen asleep in this pose before. So, okay, coming back up. Okay, now we're going to scooch our bum the opposite way. So bum goes to the left, knees go to the right. Let's come over like so. Shoulders glued to the floor. And I'm going to look to the left because my knees are to the right. And again, you could put your pillow or your paper towels just in this spot. Okay. Okay, now coming back to our reclined cobbler's pose. Now you always want to do a reclined cobbler's pose after you've done a spinal twist, and that just helps to release the muscles in your back. Okay. And again, if you can't get your knees all the way to the ground, that's okay. Maybe some of you want to put paper towels in here, pillow in here, okay, just to help support those legs. Now you can put your right hand on your tummy, your left hand on your heart, and you can just take a few deep breaths in and out. And again, stay here as long as you want. And when you're ready, okay, you can stretch your legs out into our Savasana. Okay, you might want to even spread out a little more comfortably on the carpet or on your yoga mat. Okay, palms facing up to the ceiling, your feet splayed. You can close your eyes. If you're really needing it, you could take a little snooze here. Okay. So I'm going to close the practice now, but I just want to say that I hope that you take the time to enjoy some yoga. It's great for people of all ages, all abilities, and it's something that you can really make a regular routine in your life if you make the time for yourself. So take care, enjoy, and namaste.